Ladies, have you noticed how you can sleep 8 full hours, yet still wake up tense, foggy, and drained as if your body rested, but your mind never did? What if I told you it's not stress? It's something quietly missing every night that keeps your hormones restless and your glow fading away. Stay with me, because once you understand this, your nights may never feel the same again. I'm Dr. William Lee, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal wellness. Every week, I hear the same story from women in their 50s and 60s. Doctor, I sleep 8 hours but still wake up tired. It's not your imagination, and it's not just menopause. What's really happening is that your body's nightly recovery system, the one that balances your hormones, calms your nerves, and repairs your skin, is quietly breaking down. Something essential is missing at night, something your body once made full use of, but now struggles to retain. When that happens, your energy, focus, and natural glow begin to fade, no matter how healthy your routine seems. Before we go deeper, please subscribe. Tell me which country you're watching from and help me reach my first 20,000 subscribers. Your support keeps this channel growing. Now let's uncover what's truly happening inside your body after 50 and why so many women miss this one vital key to deep, peaceful sleep: the magnesium connection. Most women miss. Understanding the nighttime system, the magnesium connection most women miss. Every night your body prepares for a sacred rhythm of repair. Hormones synchronize the nervous system, calms, and your cells begin restoring what daylight has depleted. But after 50, that rhythm begins to falter. You may sleep through the night, yet wake up tense, foggy, and unrefreshed. This isn't simply aging. It's biology asking for balance. During menopause, estrogen naturally declines, and with it, your body's ability to hold on to magnesium, the mineral quietly responsible for regulating over 300 enzymatic reactions that control sleep, mood, and hormone balance. Magnesium is the body's natural off switch. It tells your muscles to release your heart rate to slow and your mind to let go of constant alertness. When it runs low, cortisol stays high. Melatonin drops, and the restorative stages of sleep never fully begin. You drift through the night without reaching the deep layers where healing and hormonal reset occur. The result is a loop that feels impossible to break. Restless nights, morning fatigue, skin that looks duller, and emotions that sit too close to the surface. Yet this isn't irreversible. Once magnesium levels are supported correctly, the body remembers how to rest, repair, and glow again. What most women don't realize is that their daily routines often worsen this depletion. Coffee, alcohol, and chronic stress quietly drain magnesium. Stores, while certain medications reduce its absorption. Even with supplements, timing and formulation can make or break its effect. Still, most women unknowingly make small but crucial mistakes that keep this mineral from doing its job, from choosing the wrong form to taking it at the wrong time, or pairing it poorly with other nutrients. So, let's uncover the 5 hidden mistakes that silently block magnesium's power and learn how to make your nights truly restorative again. Mistake 1, ignoring magnesium deficiency 1, ignoring magnesium deficiency. When I ask my patients about their sleep or energy, most of them sigh and say, "It's just my age." But aging isn't the culprit. It's a quiet loss that begins long before you notice its effects. The first and most common mistake women make is overlooking how profoundly magnesium deficiency shapes every part of their well-being. You see, magnesium doesn't simply help you relax. It governs the chemistry of restoration itself. Every heartbeat, every hormone signal, every contraction and release in your muscles depends on this single mineral. After 50, the body's magnesium reserves decline sharply. Falling estrogen levels reduce the kidney's ability to retain magnesium, while stress, caffeine, and processed foods drain what little remains. The result is a body that looks calm on the outside, but is constantly wired within. The nervous system stays in alert mode, never fully switching to recovery. Over time, this imbalance raises. Cortisol lowers melatonin and disturbs the natural repair cycle that should occur during deep sleep. The signs often appear gradually: a restless mind at night, muscles that tighten more easily, palpitations, or the subtle return of anxiety you thought you'd outgrown. Even the skin begins to reflect the exhaustion. Fine lines deepen, tone fades, and that healthy glow seems harder to recover. These are not random changes. They are the visible language of a system running on low power. When magnesium is replenished, something remarkable happens. The heartbeat's steady blood vessels relax and oxygen delivery improves. The brain receives clearer signals to slow down, and the body finally transitions into the deep healing sleep it's been missing. Women often tell me that after just a few nights of consistent supplementation, they wake up feeling lighter, more centered, and emotionally balanced, like someone quietly lifted a weight they didn't know they were carrying. To me, this is one of the most overlooked truths in women's health. The body doesn't fail with age, it adapts to survive on less. But that adaptation comes at a cost slower. Healing, thinner hair, weaker sleep, and a sense of emotional fatigue that no amount of willpower can fix. Recognizing deficiency means acknowledging your body's intelligence and giving it the respect of proper nourishment. Understanding this deficiency isn't about chasing youth. It's about giving your body what it has been silently craving for years. Once you recognize that fatigue, irritability, or insomnia are not personal failures, but biological feedback, you begin to treat yourself with patience instead of frustration. And that is where true healing begins. But even when women realize magnesium's importance, many still fail to benefit because of one critical issue: choosing the wrong form. Let's talk about that next. Mistake number 2, choosing the mistake 2, choosing the wrong form, wrong form. One of the most common frustrations I hear from women is, "Doctor, I tried magnesium, but it didn't help at all." The problem rarely lies in the idea, it lies in the form. Magnesium exists in several variations, each bonded to a different compound. And this chemical pairing determines whether it soothes your nerves or simply upsets your stomach. Unfortunately, many over-the-counter products use the cheapest and least absorbable form, magnesium oxide. It's widely available and inexpensive, but most of it passes through the digestive tract without being absorbed, leaving women with bloating or diarrhea and no real improvement in sleep or mood. What your body truly needs are forms that reach the systems responsible for rest and recovery. Magnesium glycinate, for example, attaches to an amino acid that helps transport it directly into the muscles and the nervous system. It promotes relaxation, eases cramps, and prepares the body for deep, uninterrupted sleep. Magnesium 3-enate, on the other hand, has the unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. It nourishes the mind itself, reducing mental chatter, improving focus, and restoring that sense of inner calm that many women lose during hormonal transitions. The distinction may sound subtle, but it's profound. When the right form enters your bloodstream, you begin to notice subtle yet meaningful changes, falling asleep more easily, fewer nighttime awakenings, and mornings that feel smoother rather than heavy. Your thoughts become clearer, your heart steadier, and your mood more even. The body no longer has to fight for balance. It can finally rest into it. Choosing the right magnesium isn't about following a trend. It's about aligning with how the body actually functions. Think of it as speaking your biology's native language. When you choose wisely, you're not just taking a supplement. You're restoring communication between your hormones, your brain, and your cells. Most women who experience poor results often assume magnesium just doesn't work for them, when in fact the problem lies in absorption and bioavailability. Each form interacts differently with your digestive system and tissues. And selecting the right one is like finding the exact key for a specific lock. Once that connection is made, everything from muscle relaxation to mental focus begins to shift toward balance. Still, even when the correct form is chosen, timing can completely change how your body responds. Taking it at the wrong hour can undo many of its benefits, especially if your nervous system receives mixed signals about when to mistake 3, taking it at the wrong time rest. Mistake number 3, taking it at the wrong time. Timing may seem like a small detail, yet in the language of the body, it determines everything. Many women begin taking magnesium in the morning, hoping to boost energy or calm stress before the day begins. But magnesium isn't a stimulant. It's a messenger of rest. When introduced at the wrong hour, it gently pulls your body toward relaxation when you actually need alertness, leaving you sluggish and unfocused through the day. Your nervous system follows a natural rhythm guided by light temperature and hormonal cues. As evening approaches, magnesium should signal safety and serenity, preparing your cells for recovery. When taken at night, about 30 to 60 minutes before bed, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowers cortisol, and allows melatonin to rise naturally. This is the body's signal that the day is over and it's safe to drift into deep healing sleep. To enhance this process, pair magnesium with small intentional rituals. Dim the light, sip warm water or chamomile tea, and step away from screens. These cues tell your brain that stimulation is ending, making the mineral far more effective. Consistency is key. When magnesium arrives at the same time each night, your body begins to anticipate rest and responds faster with every passing week. I often tell my patients that this mineral is not only a nutrient, it's a rhythm keeper. When you align its timing with your natural cycles, your sleep deepens, your morning energy stabilizes, and your mood becomes steadier throughout the day. It's a reminder that restoration isn't an act of control, but of cooperation with your own biology. If this resonates with you, share in the comments how you wind down before bed, whether it's reading, journaling, or listening to calm music. I'd love to know what evening rituals bring you peace, because when we share these habits, we remind one another that healing doesn't happen alone. It's a collective rhythm we rebuild together. Many women notice that when they begin taking magnesium in the evening, not only does their sleep deepen, but their digestion and muscle recovery subtly improve as well. The body finally receives permission to exhale, releasing the tension that's been quietly stored throughout the day. When this happens regularly, even simple mornings begin to feel lighter and more centered, as though your body is finally learning how to rest again. When timing and consistency fall into harmony, magnesium finally begins to do what it was meant to do. Yet, there's another misconception that often stops progress before it truly begins: the expectation of instant results. Mistake number 4, mistake 4, expecting instant results, expecting instant results. One of the most discouraging moments I see in women's wellness journeys is when someone says, "I tried it for a few days, but nothing changed." We live in a world of immediate fixes, pills that promise energy overnight, creams that claim to erase years in a week, but the body doesn't heal by command. It heals by rhythm, repetition, and nourishment. Magnesium works in layers, and those layers need time to rebuild what stress and deficiency have quietly eroded over decades. Think of it as teaching your system to remember how to rest again. In the first few nights, magnesium begins calming the nervous system, softening the tension stored in your muscles, and lowering cortisol just enough to allow deeper sleep. After about a week, the effects extend further. Your mood steadies, your digestion becomes smoother, and those sudden midnight awakenings begin to fade. 2 to 3 weeks and your energy in the morning starts to return naturally, not from adrenaline or caffeine, but from true restoration. The changes are subtle at first, almost easy to overlook. You might notice that your heart no longer races as quickly after stress, or that your thoughts no longer spin endlessly before bed. The body rarely announces healing with fireworks. It whispers it through calmness, clarity, and steadier emotions. I always tell my patients that magnesium doesn't create an artificial calm. It simply reminds the body how to find it. Each night of consistent use deepens this memory, retraining your nervous system to shift from survival to safety. Missing doses or giving up too early interrupts this process, and the body slips back into old patterns of fatigue and restlessness. Patience becomes its own kind of medicine. Just as you wouldn't expect a plant to bloom after one day of watering, your body also needs rhythm, not urgency. Stay consistent, trust the process, and you will start to feel the quiet return of balance. First in your sleep, then in your focus, and eventually in your skin and confidence. What many women describe after several weeks is not a sudden transformation, but a gradual awakening. They find themselves laughing more easily, feeling lighter in the morning, and reconnecting with the gentle steadiness they thought was lost forever. This is the reward of staying consistent, the proof that healing was never out of reach, only waiting for patience to meet biology halfway. However, even with perfect timing and steady consistency, there's still one factor that decides whether magnesium truly fulfills its purpose, how it interacts with the nutrients surrounding it. Understanding that synergy is what transforms good results into lasting vitality. Mistake number 5. Mistake 5. Forgetting synergy with other nutrients. Forgetting synergy with other nutrients. Even when women take the right form of magnesium at the perfect time, many still find their progress plateaus. That's because magnesium never works alone. It depends on a team of supporting nutrients to unlock its full potential inside your cells. Magnesium acts like a conductor, coordinating hundreds of reactions that depend on partners such as vitamin B6, zinc, and calcium. Without them, its performance is muted, like an orchestra missing half its instruments. Vitamin B6 helps magnesium enter the nervous system where it calms racing thoughts and supports serotonin production. Zinc assists in balancing estrogen and progesterone while also helping the skin regenerate during the night. Calcium maintains harmony between muscle contraction and relaxation, ensuring that magnesium's soothing effect on the body feels complete rather than partial. When any of these companions run low, magnesium's message of rest becomes scattered, and you may still wake up feeling tense or emotionally uneven. This is why I often remind my patients that balance in nutrition mirrors balance in life. You can't force one element to work harder while neglecting the others. The goal is not more of a single mineral, but better cooperation among the systems that keep you resilient, hydrated, and hormonally steady. To build this synergy naturally, focus on variety. Leafy green seeds, avocados, eggs, and legumes provide magnesium's allies in the right proportions. When supplements are needed, small combined doses rather than high single ones help your body absorb them steadily and without stress. In time, you'll notice that sleep feels deeper, your skin regains elasticity, and your mind wakes calmer because every cell is being nourished together, not in isolation. When this cooperative rhythm is restored, the body's intelligence takes over again. It knows when to rest, when to repair, and when to shine. And that, more than any quick fix, is the quiet science of lasting vitality. True healing is rarely the result of one magic nutrient. It is the outcome of elements working in concert. The same magnesium that soothes your nerves also needs vitamin D to reach its destination and healthy fats to carry it through the cell membrane. Even proper hydration influences how efficiently these minerals circulate. When you begin viewing nutrition not as isolated ingredients, but as a living network, you finally support your body the way nature intended through connection, cooperation, and consistency. And that harmony is what turns small, steady habits into lifelong transformation. Ultimately, this is the essence of hormonal balance after 50, not chasing more, but combining wisely, feeding your body the way you would tend a thriving garden, one rooted in patience, diversity, and gentle attention every single day. When I teach women how to begin gently and safely restore their magnesium levels, I always emphasize one principle: start small and stay consistent. Healing doesn't begin with a high dose. It begins with a steady rhythm your body can trust. Begin with 200 to 300 milliliters of magnesium glycinate, or around 1 gram of magnesium 3 and 8 each evening. These forms are gentle on digestion, deeply absorbable, and most supportive of the nervous system during nighttime recovery. Take it with warm water about 30 to 60 minutes before bed to allow the body to register it as a signal of calm rather than stimulation. To amplify its benefits, pair it with a quiet evening ritual. This could be dimming the lights, taking slow breaths, or massaging your shoulders as you prepare for rest. The goal isn't perfection, but repetition. The body learns safety through predictability. If your sleep is light at first, don't increase the dose immediately. Allow at least a week for your system to adjust before making any change. For most women, the first signs of improvement are subtle: falling asleep faster, waking less often, and feeling a gentle lift in morning clarity. Magnesium works best when supported by its allies. Combine it with vitamin B6 to improve absorption, zinc to strengthen hormonal recovery, and calcium to maintain balance within your muscles and heart. If possible, include these nutrients through food. Leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, avocados, and yogurt are ideal partners. When supplements are necessary, choose those that are clean, free of synthetic fillers, and taken with meals to minimize stomach discomfort. And remember, every body responds differently. Women who exercise regularly or drink more coffee may need slightly higher intake, while those with kidney conditions should always consult their physician before starting. Think of this as a conversation between you and your body, one that unfolds night after night until both understand the language of rest again. Once this dialogue begins, your sleep, mood, and energy won't just improve. They'll harmonize in a way that feels natural and deeply earned. For women who travel often or experience irregular sleep patterns, keeping magnesium in a nightly routine becomes even more vital. Consistency across time zones helps the body preserve